All right, I'm going to answer the question, what's the best 3D printer for use in the shop? There's a lot of people making all sorts of weird, fiddly little fidget spinners and flexi dragons and all sorts of weird stuff that most tool guys aren't really concerned with. What you're concerned with is what's going to work in a shop-like environment. And I've got a few of these at this point. As you can tell, it keeps going, yeah. We got a ton of these. And I'll be honest, most of what we use is from a company called Bambu Lab. Now, there's going to be a lot of people online that tells you all sorts of stuff. Bambu Lab is anti-consumer. They're anti-this. They're anti-that. I wouldn't say they're anti-consumer. They're just looking at the consumer in a different way, in like the way that Apple looks at the consumer versus the way Microsoft looks at the consumer. Microsoft just kind of throws it out there, and you then deal with whatever. Apple creates a curated experience, if you would. And that's what Bambu is trying to do, which is great for those people who are just getting started. Now, there are more budget options. And if you looked at my other channel, 3D Print Rancher, we've just talked recently about this one. This is the Kitty, Q2, which is it's a nice idea. Let's put it that way, okay? It does do what it's supposed to do, but it's got a lot of rough edges to it. And I can't really recommend it for somebody who's just new to this. The other thing I'm not going to say it's not good for the newbie is this printer. This one was sent by Bambu. This is their new H2C. It does all the colors. It's got multiple tool heads and stuff. But if you're just getting started, or if you're just looking for just basic single filament kind of stuff, which engineering-wise is what I think most tool guys are going to be doing, I don't think that's a good option for most people. It's also hella expensive. It ain't cheap. You're looking full boat on this thing's getting close to $3,000. Not a great option there. Now, the old one, which is the first one they sent me, is the X1C, otherwise known as the X1 Carbon. This was their first, it could do engineering grade. It had all the bells and whistles in a moderate-sized box, but they're no longer selling it. It got replaced by the P2S. All right, now the predecessor to that was all these other ones you saw. Boom, 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 boom. Not that one. And these other 6 are here. So 9 in total that we have. Those are the P1S. These are ones that we bought ourselves, okay? So not only have we worked with Bambu and other companies, we had this one, we had the Elegoo, Centauri Carbon, we've had a few other ones. Anycubic sent us one years ago. But when it came time to invest my money, I bought the P1S. But I'm going to say, for most people, right now, it's hard to justify. If you're on a tight budget, the P1S is actually a great deal. You can get it with the full AMS, and that AMS is this thing right here. This is what allows you to do multiple colors easily. Now, you can always do multiple colors by yourself, but that's you there waiting for it to stop, switch the colors, and if you're doing a multicolor print, then it's a real pain in the butt. If you got an AMS, it makes it a lot easier. There's waste, there's all other stuff, but really what I'm going to be talking about is to the people who are not doing a lot of multicolors. To the guys who are like, I want to make parts for my car. There's a guy I was talking to, he's making fairings for ATVs. There's people looking to do carbon fiber prints to create risers for toolboxes, stuff like that, okay? For those, I think, honestly, the best entry level that could do that is, and this is hard to say, you can do it with the A1, which I've shown in other videos. I'll try to put a video up here on it showing the A1. But in a shop environment, that open body kind of stuff, not going to be great. I mean, for me, I've got my big shop garage door right there. It is 14 degrees outside right now. 14. Do you know what happened to a print if it was exposed? I opened that door and a gust of winter came through here. It would not be a pretty looking print. It'd have lines all over it as it changed the way the print cured, each line cured as it went up. It'd be noticeable and you wouldn't be happy about it, and probably create some weakness in it as well. That's why all my printers, as you can see here, we phased out all the A1s. They were sent to us for free, and I gave them away to friends and family, friends, and kids and stuff. It's a nice little starting one. It's inexpensive. I get it. But I think the best starting one is got to be the P2S these days. Now, you can get the P1S for $550 with the combo unit, okay? The P2S is going to run you $800. And you're like, why would I do this? Well, it's a better AMS unit. That's the AMS2 Pro. That's the regular AMS. Here's the other thing. I'm going to say this, is that If you're doing this, most shop guys, you're going to want to do the complicated, the engineering kind of grade stuff. This comes out of the box. Make sure I'm pointing at the right one. This one, the X1C, they no longer sell it. Great. I would probably be recommending that one. But this one, it does all that stuff. It's got a better controlled environment. Let me show you the insides of it real quick. So that's the Cheedy Q2. And you can check on my other channel for a video on that. That's the X1 Carbon. We already did a video on that. But the P2S, this is their new one, just came out. Yes, they sent it to me. But again, as I said, I'm a little bit invested in the line. Bambu, it just works. That's what I love about it. It just works. I don't want to spend time working on my printer. I want to spend time working with my prints. It's got the big color screen here. Makes it easy to work with. Nice big easy access door. There's your print head. Good lighting in here. We got lighting up over here. We got lighting right there. It's got the standard, what's considered the standard mid-size build plate, 256 there. And it has everything out of the box if you want to print with carbon fiber and other kind of materials like that. I'm even running carbon fiber through there. Are they the best prints in the world? The carbon fiber were great. But I've done some test prints that the quality was not as good as my old X1C. And I think the reason for that is it's a new box and they're still dialing in the firmware on it. I think a lot of this stuff, that's the nice thing about this. A lot of this can be fixed with firmware updates. Unlike Griffin, who's got to fix the e-bike because he stripped screws, has to fix it manually. You don't want to be doing that, right? So the question is, then what's the right one for you? Well, if you just want to do single color, basic, and you want if you want single color, and you're never going to do engineering, you can get this one for $400. If you want the color option, it's going to add $150 to it. Here's the thing with it, though. Don't think about doing colors. Think about having preloaded with other filaments so you could switch whenever you want. You know, this print, I'm printing this print, I'm printing that. It does have its place. And, come here. For $30, you can upgrade that one to print the carbon fiber stuff. I'll put a link to that down below. All right, so that might be the option. But this is the future-proof option, okay? This one, there we go, is the future-proof option. Just came out, it's gonna be good for the next 2 to 5 years. All right? Now, if you like, hey, I wanna go hard, I'm gonna be serious. I've got the H2C, I just showed you that. I've got the H2D. I'm gonna say don't go with either of those. Get the H2S. It's like this thing on the gear, all right? For those of you who don't know, that's roids, all right? Getting pumped, getting the juice, all right? It is that one it's this one just completely stacked, all right? It's got single nozzle. It's got a bigger build plate. I think it's like 350 by something. You have the option for the AMS on it. It's going to be more money. You're looking at like $1,500 with the AMS ready to go. But the two nozzle version really, I mean, it has a use because there's issues with printing like filament and then printing a different kind of support filament that's easier to break off. That's nice. But if you're going to go that far, if you're going to go that extra distance, at that point, just get the H2C. It's more money. I get it. I fully admit it, but don't then go to that level and then not have the whole 9 yards. As you can see, this is not a practical print, and that's a rarity for me, but we've been having some fun with these, so I thought I'd do some gifts here. All right, let me quickly recap the 3 printers that I think that you should consider. And this first one is a kind of a maybe kind of thing, because this is a bit much, all right? This is a $1,500 printer with the full kit. This is the H2S, single head, full-size build plate. It's a big printer, all right? This is a big boy. It's not inexpensive, but I think, honestly, in a serious shop where you're doing a lot of work and stuff, this thing, just printing accessories and other stuff for your shop, I think it could easily pay for itself in a year. That's not going to be a problem. Now, whether you want to go on and like start printing stuff and selling it, make money that way, that's something else you could do. By the way, I should do another video. You can actually make money just creating models, printing them up, and then posting them on the website MakerWorld, which, by the way, is a place where you can download thousands of free models, all right? But the whole point is, this is the top of the hill. Now, here's one of the things I am going to say about this that I would not recommend. On my other channel where I talk to a lot of people who are new to 3D printing, I would not recommend it to them, but you're all tool guys, so you get a free pass on this. There is an upgrade path to take this to the H2C. That's the top line with the multi-nozzle, the whole 9 yards, it prints everything. For most people, that kind of upgrade path, having to do that kind of build, because you got to tear a lot of it apart, that would be too much. But for tool guys, I think you can handle it. I think it's not a problem. So if you get this, you then have a build path that is pretty much the same price as buying it all pre-built. So you could start here, and then as you grow into it, you could get those parts. In fact, you could probably wait for those to go on sale and get it even cheaper. So that might be a possibility. Anyway, one thing though, I would say for most people though, generally speaking, most people, it's going to be this printer. This is the Bambu Lab P1S that I kept showing. This is the middle of the road, the Goldilocks zone. It does everything. It prints engineering stuff. It prints color. It's got AI detection for failures and all that kind of stuff. It connects to your phone. All these do. They connect to your phone so you can control it from your phone. You think that's not something you'd use? So did I. I use it all the time. It's a really good app, actually. And I've sent jobs from home. I sent a job from a restaurant the other day. My daughter wanted something. I'm like, oh, sure. Boom, boom, boom. There you go. It'll be ready by the time we get home. That was wild, okay? So anyway, I mean, right now they're having their Black Friday sale on all of these. I should point out, the H2S is back ordered and will not ship until December 21st. All right, my anniversary. How nice of them. The P2S is shipping right now. So you can get into this. You can get the AMS on it. You don't have to get the AMS. I'm going to recommend it. It makes life easier. It's just a, even if you're not doing multicolor, the ability to choose from different filaments to do different kind of things, it's nice. It really is. And this is just what I love about it. It's a simple box. It's easy to use. It's one and done. And you're just ready to go. Now, at some point down the way, you maybe want to step up to a bigger box. There's no harm in having two of these things going because some of the bigger prints can take a while. All right. Now, the other option, I'm just going to put this out there. Remember, this is $800. You can get the P1S right now with no AMS for $400. That's a fully enclosed 3D printer that can do all the cool stuff. I've got 9 of them I bought myself, all right? It's a workhorse of a printer that just works. The screen on it is absolutely terrible. Think about a calculator from 1987. That's kind of terrible. But you still have the app, and you can do almost everything from the app you could do on the screen. So you don't have to go up to the computer, just pull up your app, okay, there. And also you can do most of it from the web interface on your computer. I almost never use the screen once I get them set up. You do have to use it to get them set up, but after that, it's not a big deal. All right, now if you want to add the AMS to it, well, you can get the basic AMS, takes up to $550. If you want the AMS 2 Pro, it takes it up to $620. Now here's the deal. I did mention they have the $30.58 upgrade. This allows you to do, it hardens puts hardened steel in all the parts and allows you to do the abrasive filaments. That stuff with carbon fiber, anything with other pieces put in the plastic. So carbon fiber, it's infused in the plastic, glass filled, there's wood filament, there's a bunch of others. The glow in the dark stuff does the same thing. Any of that stuff, you're going to need this to really to run it. It's going to be a problem if you try it otherwise. And it's $30. It's a little fiddly for the upgrade, but again, your tool guys, you can handle it. It's not going to be a big deal. It's not like swapping out a camshaft or something like that. This is easy work. That said, you're looking at $620 for this combo, and on this combo. I'm sorry, I take it back. You're looking at $800 on this combo. Now you're at $620. You add that, you're at $650. So you're $150 below jumping up to this. That's a decision you have to make for yourself. All right? I don't think there is a distinguishable print difference between the two. This has got a better screen, and it's got better temp controls. It's got fancy stuff in it that controls like the fan, and it doesn't actually heat, but it holds the heat, and it also cools. So there's some plastics where you want them to be cooler, PLA, stuff like that, all right? And it handles all that by itself, so you don't have to deal with it. That's nice, all right? That is nice. If you're on a super budget, get the P1S. If you can swing it, I would say go for this because, again, that kind of future-proofing, this is going to be the future going forward, all right? But I mean, again, it's your call to make. I do think, however, and I've been saying this, you're probably tired of me saying this, I think you need a 3D printer in your shop if you don't already have one. There's a lot of ways it supports everything you do, whether you're a welder or a woodworker, whether you're just a tinkerer, whether you just fix stuff around the house. There's a lot of options here, and there's a lot of ways that it can pay for itself, even if it's just getting you parts that you need right now. Do you know you can go to McMaster Car and almost all the parts on there have a downloadable 3D model you can just download and import and print? Kid you not. So, just something to consider. I'll put links to all this down below. If you got any questions, put it down below. I will try and answer them. This is the time of year. It's Black Friday season. It's the holiday season. We're going into the winter months. You're going to be trapped indoors. It's not necessarily a new hobby. It's a new tool. Might be time to master a new skill set. Anyway, if you like what we do here, go ahead and chomp the old like button, smash that subscribe, ring the bell on the way out. You all take care. God bless. And as always, shine on.